Hi, thanks for checking out our channel. Hopefully this gives somebody some insight, and if they have some repairs that need to be done, they'll consider us for a possible estimate on a repair. What this video is just going to show is we work on a lot of electric fence stuff, across the board on different things, from really old ones from 50 plus years ago to new ones being built today, all brands under the sun. But what we also work on, and people probably don't know this, but if they check out our website, they would know, is we do work on load bars for like livestock scales. We don't work on a lot of them, but we do get them in from every once in a while from time to time. We work on the Gallagher, Tru-test, Rice Cardinal scales, weightronix. There's a few other ones I'm thinking of. That I can't think of, but there's a few other brands that are out there, and we work on primarily the low bars that go across the scales. I mean, we can work on the four corner setups we can help you probably troubleshoot that somewhat and help you get the cells if you need to replace one. But the bars that go across either an alleyway platform or across a squeeze chute, hydraulic or manual, we work on those bars mostly. But that's what we get a lot of, and when it comes to the low bars and stuff. But I wanted to show you just some examples of these load cells. This is these two cells here. You can see how deteriorated they are, how much corrosion they've got built up. These particular cells right here came out of Gallagher super heavy duty or manual squeeze chute, a low bar. I always tell people that low bars and scales, I mean, they're in a rough environment. They got cattle running around, jumping up and down, going to the bathroom everywhere. It's muck and gunk everywhere. So these cells see a pretty good amount of stuff going on with them. So, but we replaced these cells for a customer here a while back. What I always try to tell people to do as well, if we can figure out which bar has the problem, you could send us the whole load bar, or if you want to save a bunch of money on shipping, we can help you over the phone how to take a load bar apart. Sometimes you can send us just the guts, and that'll save you some money on shipping. But sometimes it's almost better to send the bar versus not. I mean, it does cost some money to ship a load bar to us, but shipping wise, money wise, but it's not as bad as you would think. I've seen it be $40-$60 for some of the smaller bars, $30 to $50 on some of the smaller low bars, on the alleyway platform bars. I've seen them be $100 or $150 on the great big bars. I mean, if you put $200 to $300 round trip and shipping, that's still quite a bit less money than going out and buying a new set of low bars. Some of these low bars, I mean, even the small ones are $1,000 for a set, and the big ones can reach a couple $1,000s or more on the big hydraulic sets, low bars. But these are load cells out of I don't remember if it was a manual squeeze chute or hydraulic squeeze chute low bar, but these are Gallagher cells. They've made some improvements. This is a 2012 model cell based on that serial number there, but they have made some improvements on their cells, just trying anything and everything to try to protect these cells the best they can in the environment that they're in. Gallagher does make a four corner setup with 4 stainless steel load cell feet, which is what they're a little more money. They handle a lot more pressure on a 4 corner setup. They they can handle up to like 10,000 pounds or something like that. But what's nice is they're stainless steel. You don't have to worry about them rusting or corroding or falling apart and deteriorating like these do, but they are a lot more money, but they do last a lot longer. So there's kind of a, you know, give and take. Now what these load cells are, these are a brand new set, but see how much smaller they are? These are for the their alloy load bars, the small ones, the small little 24-inch long load bars. These are just a set of cells that go in them that you can replace. Well, you got to know which one's bad. You got to know how to wire them up, how to put them back together in the wiring. It's not a thing that most everyday Joes can do. It needs to be done correctly. And we've done a few of them. Tru-test is a little not more difficult, but they do come. The load bars do come apart a little bit differently than what Gallagher's bars do. Plus, they have a big sleeve inside that you have to pull out of there. But they are repairable. Most of them are, and you can actually sometimes on some of the old Tru-test bars, sometimes even if they're obsolete, they don't make them anymore. Sometimes you can retrofit the cells into them, and they work just fine. Not all of them, but some of them you can. It just depends on the cost of what it's going to take to do it. But another thing I got here I wanted to show you is a scale by Gallagher. This is our test scale that we use for weighing, for testing load bars. This is just one of their basic models. It's the W210 scale. Pretty reliable scale. This is our test scale, so I don't use it real often, but it's pretty handy scale. It works, and actually, if you didn't know this, Gallagher scales will work on a load bar or a Tru-test load bar, and vice versa. So Tru-test scales will work on a Gallagher load bar. The only thing you have to do is you have to recalibrate the particular scale with your system. So you can't take, one day take this scale using on a set of Gallagher bars, and then maybe your neighbor's weighing cattle the next week, and he's like, my scale's broken, can you bring your scale over? You can't just take that back over there and just hook it up and go right to weighing. You have to calibrate that scale to his setup. The reason why is, there's different inside these plates right here. There's little transducers and spring. I can't remember, there's a word for it. Tension something or another. This what tells the scale how much is weight's being put on it. So it has to know what's going on in there. And another reason why they work together is they share the same type of connector on their scales on there. But the thing that some people don't know about the Gallagher scales, and this works on, I would think, at least on these orange ones. They've got some newer ones that are touchscreen that look pretty slick. But what you can do, this battery's, there's a little charge in it. When you're weighing animals with a Gallagher scale, at least these orange ones, what's an old Smart Scale 200, 300, 500, 700, 800, W610, W810, any of the orange Gallagher scales will work like this. I don't know about the 110 too much, but that's a fairly new model, basic scale deal. When you lock on a weight, and you can have an auto or in manual, and there's fine, which is, most people don't use it, but auto and manual is just how the scale will lock the weight on when the animals get on there and they step on the bars and it weighs the animal. And say you have it on auto, and you know the cow weighs about 800, 900 pounds, but it steps on there and it shows like 1,500 pounds or 1,300 pounds. Like, well, wow, I had this cow gain 400 pounds in the last like 3 months. It's like, that's quite a bit of weight. And you're like, well, let me check something real quick. And you haul at your guy, or you walk around the back and you see that a cow behind him or whatever is standing on the back half of your platform or your squeeze chute. Like, that's why it's weighing extra 400 pounds. It's got another animal with half its body weight standing on the back half of the scale with her. So what some people will do, they'll pull the cow back off, push her back up on there, and re-weigh her. What you can do, even though the weight's locked on there, just even if it's on manual or auto, even if it's already locked on there, just repress the weigh button, And if it says like 1,250 pounds or whatever it might say, as soon as you press that again, it will readjust the weight to the new weight that it now feels. And you can do that whether it's on auto or manual. So if it locks on prematurely because the animal wasn't all the way on there and it thought it was already on there because it stopped moving for a moment, it locks on at say 350 pounds. You know, she weighs 800 pounds or something like that, or 1,000 pounds. Then you can push her all the way on there, repress the green button, and it'll reweigh her back again. And that's what's kind of slick about the Gallagher scales, is you don't have to pull the animal back off or push her all the way on there and have to reweigh the thing. You just repress the green button, and it's good to go. But these Gallagher scales are pretty slick, real good quality. I mean, Tru-test makes an okay one too. They're a little finicky sometimes, but they're not bad. But we work on all these different scales that are out there. Gallagher, like I said, Gallagher, Tru-test, Cardinal scales, Rice Lake, weightronix, and like I said, there's a Central City scale. There's basically any livestock scale that's got a low bar kind of setup. We can't do the big group scales that weigh 10 animals at a time, or 6 animals at a time. We can't mess with those type of things because you usually have to be out in the field with it, and we don't have that capability right at this point in time. Maybe in the future we can get into some of that stuff, but right now it's not enough manpower to do stuff like that. But so if you've got a Gallagher scale or a Gallagher low bar and you want help troubleshooting it, give us a call. We'll help you troubleshoot over the phone. And sometimes people think that the scale is the problem, when actually it's one of the low bars got the issue. Typically on a scale, it's either going to work or it's not. It's either going to weigh correctly or it's not going to. The scale is going to act weird. It's going to not function right. The screen's not going to light up right. It won't power on right. It's going to have an error code. It's going to do something weird sometimes on the different ones that are out there. If it shows the wrong weight, typically that means you're getting there's a bad bar somewhere, either the front bar or the back bar, or one of your 4 corner load cells has got a problem. And how you narrow it down to figure out if it's a bar, front or back, or if it's a scale problem, the easiest way to do it is to turn the scale off, unhook one of the bars. It won't matter front or back. You just figure out which bar. You'll follow the cable, say from the back bar or front bar, whichever one you want to try first. Follow that cable up, unhook it. That way you know that one's not connected. I always say turn it on the manual mode. That way it doesn't lock on. And you can kind of see what's going on a little easier. And then step on there and look back at the screen or have someone holler at you. And say you weigh 200 pounds and you step on there and it weighs you at 140. You're like, okay, well, I know that's not right. So then unhook that bar, reconnect your other bar, turn the scale back on or zero it out, one of the two, and then go up to the other bar and step on it. If it weighs you at 197 or something like that and you weigh 200, and you're like, okay, well, this bar's fine. Then okay, the back bar's the problem. That's what's dragging the whole system down, because if one bar's weighing low and the other bar is weighing fine, when you tie them together, it kind of splits the difference. So if you step on there and it weighs you at 179, and the back bar by itself rated 140, the front bar weighed at 197, it's going to split that difference typically, and weighs you at 175 or something like that. The calibration won't solve that issue. Once a cell goes bad inside of it, you can't recalibrate it. That doesn't solve the problem. It'll probably take a calibration, but when you step back on, it's going to read bad again. And that goes for most brands that are out there. You gotta, once a cell and a bar goes bad, or a cable has a problem or something like that, you've got to just send the bar in to get fixed. That's the only way to really solve the problem, and everything. But hopefully this benefited somebody on troubleshooting or needing to find a place that repairs low bars and scales for livestock situations. It'd have to be cows. If you weigh sheep or goats or bags of sand or bags of milk or something like, or not bags of milk, but you know, this bags of feed or something like that, for whatever reason, and you've got a scale that's got a problem, you know, we can typically work on most scales that are out there, small and big, but we mostly specialize in the livestock ones. But a scale's a scale. You know, if something's standing on it and it's not weighing right, you know, there's something wrong somewhere. Usually in the load bar, load cell, you know, configuration in there. But if you want to check out more of what we do, go to our website. It is fencerfixer.com. That's fencer and fixer, with an F as in Frank. And we work on, you know, all kinds of electric fence boxes. That's our bread and butter. We do 95% of what we do is that. When it comes to repair, occasionally we sell some parts to people. We do work on load bars from time to time. I mean, last year, 2018, I think we worked on 2 load bars, I think 2 to 3 load bars. And this set came out of one set, or one. Yeah, both cells came out of one bar. But you know, if you got a Tru-test bar or a Gallagher bar, or you got a Gallagher scale or a Tru-test scale, or whatever, you know, give us a call. We can troubleshoot over the phone with you. Or if you just say, well, I'm just going to send it off, no reason to troubleshoot. I know something's wrong somewhere, no, just send us the bar. If you need help trying to take it apart, well, we can try to do that over the phone. Sometimes it works over the phone. Sometimes it's like, well, you know, there's 8 different brands out there that sell these load bar type things for livestock. You know, they're all a little bit different how they come apart, and I haven't worked on every single one of them all the time. So it's almost, if you can't figure it out, you know, might as well just send us the bar and let us take a look at it. And if it's a Gallagher scale or Gallagher load bar, we've got a scale here that we can use. If it's Tru-test bar, we can use a Tru-test bar on this Gallagher scale, so you won't have to worry about sending your scale along. If it's a different brand like Weightronix or Cardinal scales or something like that, Digistar is another brand. We don't have any indicators for those unless we order one, which they're kind of expensive for us to order. So we would prefer, if you're able to, send us the scale head along for the ride, to slip it in a separate box or slip it in another box with it or something along for the ride. Just make sure to pack it real well to protect those scales, because they're kind of expensive to buy, especially the fancy ones. They can reach several $1,000s for some of the fancy ones. Not several thousand, but a couple, you know, $800 to $1,500, $2,000 for some of these big fancy scales. But we'd be happy to help you out on repairs. We give you a free quote on it. We don't charge you anything for looking at them. And if we do fix something for you, we put a 1.5 year warranty on everything that we work on. You know, we can repair cables. We can repair and replace connectors on cables. We can sometimes repair connectors and stuff that are on the scales that get busted on there. We can replace those. We can do a lot with these scales. I mean, we can't fix them all, but darn, we'll sure try. But until we do another video, explaining how to fix something or test something or explains things about how things work, you know, we will see you guys later. And remember to check out our site at fencerfixer.com and subscribe to our channel. Hit the thumbs up button. And if you got questions, you're more than welcome to call us, or you can you ask questions down below. If you need help troubleshooting, we can try it over the phone or comments area, or send us an email or send us a text at the phone number on our website. And until next time, we will see you guys later.